Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another FHP review. Happy 4th of July. As you can see, I got red, white, and blue going on. You know, red's my favorite color. You know, anytime I get a chance to wear red on a theme, like for a theme, you know, your boy is in it. He's on top of it. Today, we'll be reviewing the movie The Beguiled, starring Nicole Kidman, playing Martha, Mother Martha, Miss Martha, you know. Elle Fanning, daughter of Dakota Fanning, she plays Alicia. Kirsten Dunst, Mary Jane herself, who plays Edwina, and Colin Farrell, who plays Colonel John McBurney, excuse me. And then I guess I could also talk about Una Lawrence. She plays Amy. She's not really one of the bigger people, but she plays a minor, major role. You know what I'm saying? But the story, you know, it's simple. You know, it's all about it's set in Civil War times, 74, 70 something. I don't know. It's 3 years into the Civil War, and they find Union soldier Colonel John McBurney, and Amy does, that is, while she's going out picking mushrooms. She finds him. He's hurt. He got shot in the leg a few times, and he's just laying at a tree. And she takes him back to the what is it? She stays at Farnsworth Infirmary. I think that's what it's called. I want to say that. Either way, it's like an all-girls boarding school, and it's about 7 girls in total that live there. She take them back there. It's a Christian school, Christian boarding school. You know, so the Christian thing to do is to help the person in need, even if they are, you know, from the other side of the war, you know. So he brings them in, they fix them up, you know. And of course, these girls have been in this house basically their whole lives. They don't get really any male contact. So when they have a male around for a while, you know, they start getting, you know, all hot and bothered. They had a dude around. They start flirting with them, you know, this, that, and the third, and to the point where, you know, Colin Farrell is just like, man, I got the juice, like. Like, these girls is all over me. Like, I can't push them off of me, you know. So he takes that and he starts flirting with the main 3 girls. You got his main focus though was Kirsten Dunst, and like in the movie, like the way Colin Farrell played the character, it was hard, you know, to tell whether or not he was actually genuinely liking her or, excuse me. Sorry about that. I just had a sneeze attack. I don't even know where I was. Like I wasn't sure if his actions, you know, were genuinely, like if his feelings for Kirsten Dunst's character Edwina were genuine. You know, I felt like he was trying to maneuver, trying to make sure he didn't get sent to the Confederate army, you know, because that's usually what they do in this situation. They get a Union soldier that comes through, they'll immediately like make sure he's locked in a room, put a cloth on the gate so passing by a Confederate soldier will see it, take it to know that okay, a Union soldier is in there, and they'll take him to the camp. But of course, the girls, they get feelings for him. You know, he didn't play his cards right. He got all 3 of the main girls got feelings for him. You got Martha develops attraction to him. Kirsten Dunst is completely in love with him, and then Alicia, she's just a budding teenager, and she's just like in lust with him. Like, she is just in lust with him. Like, she can't keep her hands off of him. Like, she goes to him in his sleep, kisses him, you know, gives him little dirty looks all through the thing and all this type of stuff. So, but from that infatuation, you know, like I said, it keeps him safe. Like, but it causes drama. You know, you can't have 3 girls feeling you, and then you really trying to entertain all of them. It seems you ain't turning that one of them down. The agreement with Martha was that he can stay until he gets healed. You know, once he get healed, he gotta go. So it comes down to the time where he walking, he doing work and all this type of stuff. So he gotta go. And once that happens, you know, They have a little feast for him. They get him drunk. Basically, this man's drinking wine after brandy. Like, he turned, he lit. And at nighttime, you know, he's like, he tells Edwina, yeah, be ready for me at night. You know, I'm coming to visit. And so he goes out, and before that, Martha is like, first she lean in for a kiss, all this type of stuff, and do all that. And so he like, man, I got 3 people I can go to right now. So who I'm gonna go to? And I knew it. I knew he was gonna make the wrong decision. This man decides to go to the underage Alicia's room. And Edwina hears the little noises and moans and groans and stuff, opens the door, catches him in the act, gets angry as I don't know what, pushes all up on him and pushes him down the stairs, and he breaks his leg all destroyed, his leg leaning out of the thing. I mean, this bone sticking out of his skin, gruesome scene. Martha like, we gotta take that leg. Either we take the leg or he gonna bleed out or he gonna get infection, you know. And of course they ain't surgeons. They might be in the front, but they ain't surgeons, and so they saw that junk off. He wake up, this man got a nub. Like, I was laughing so hard because I don't know. It just, he was just so angry. Like, he was talking about some, how can I be a full man when I only get half a leg? Like, he was wiggling this little nub around. Like, it just, oh my goodness. You know, respect to all the paraplegics out there. You know, I got nothing but respect for him. But that scene was hilarious. I feel like his anger was unjustified. Like this dude think just because, you know, he was in a house full of women, like, the world revolved around him. Like, he was like, oh, you only cut my leg off because I didn't go to your room. Like, no, she didn't care about that. She was just trying to save your leg. Like, and then that made him angry. He found a gun in the house and he tried to hold them all hostage. And they was acting scared. But I'm like, this man got one leg. All you gotta do is push him over and he done. Like, what is there to be afraid of? Y'all 7 of y'all, one of him, and he got one leg. So it might as well be 3/4. But you see what I'm talking about, right? Like, but anyway. And so he doing all this type of stuff. He throws Amy's little turtle out. And Amy, the one who found him in the first place, been his best friend. And he cut ties with her. And so they do all this, that, and the third. And Kirsten Dunst. I absolutely hated her character in this joint, man. Like, first half, before the accident, she was alright, you know, she was quiet. You could tell she didn't really belong there. She wanted to do bigger and better things. That was fine. Her dad was from Richmond. That was fine, because your boy from RBA, all that type of stuff. But that was fine. But in the second half, after this man is going crazy, trying to shoot people up, hold people hostage, throwing turtles, she still is in love with this man. Like, after he shoots up the thing and everything, instead of like planning on like how to get him out of the house, she leaves there. She pushes Martha down, goes to his room, locks herself in the room, and then has sex with the dude. Like, and then after sex, canoodles with him, like cuddles on his, like cuddling on him, got her head on his chest, all this type of stuff. And then after that, after that, this man, they go to dinner and stuff, all dressed up because, you know, the girls been playing to poison this dinner with like poison mushrooms, and so they said, you know, we're gonna hold a dinner. This man tried to act like none of this hostage situation happened. Like, he was like, I'm so sorry, I don't know what came over me. Like, just because he got a little thang, he feeling better, you know, all is forgiven. Like, no, my dude, like, you just held us at gunpoint. You think we gonna forget that? Like, of course, Kirsten Dunst is right there on his arm. Like what, my dude? Like he her bride or something. Like, it was, she got on my nerves. All in all, you know, the movie was, the movie was great. You know, it was good for what it was. You know, it wasn't flashy, like to the point where there was no soundtrack at all in the film. The only background music you heard was when they were picking the poisonous mushrooms and when they were preparing the food and the table. Like, that was it. And the music wasn't even music. It was just like an ominous humming noise. Like, you know, so that made the movie a lot more intimate. It made it, and I felt like more like it put me into that period. You know, I felt like I was more into 1870s than I would have if they had like music playing in the background the whole time, because it's 1870s, you're in the middle of Virginia woods. Even though, fun fact, it was actually shot in Louisiana. Actually, it was shot in different plantations in Louisiana. And one of them was the one that Beyonce, shot Lemonade in. So that's a fun fact. It was shot on film, so it wasn't too much digital reimagining or anything like that. But yeah, that definitely, I feel like the sound definitely helped me put it in. That and like the wide shots. Like the wide shots definitely put me into the movie. It helped capture, that they were in the middle of the woods, like ain't but so much, like it helped, I guess in a way it helped show how trapped both of the parties were, like how trapped he was, like he really couldn't go nowhere. One, because he in the South and he a Union soldier, even though technically he was a mercenary, so he was a hired gun, like he didn't really believe in the ideals of the Union, so it was a little different, but still he had Union marked all over. He got an Irish accent in the South. Of course you're gonna be from the North, but it helped show how trapped he was, but also show how like isolated and trapped the girls were. Like it won't be so much they could do other than wait for soldiers to walk by, so I thought that was nice. But the shots were beautiful. They always made sure they used a fog machine to like make sure that light, those God rays came through the trees just right. Anytime you saw the exterior of the house, it was always a wide angle to make sure you saw the majesty of like the columns and the architecture of the house. The gate, the shrubbery around. It was beautiful all through and through. This movie was also a remake of a 1971 original movie, The Beguiled, starring Clint Eastwood, and it was, it's for the most part, the plot was the same. The only difference really was that it was set in Mississippi instead of Virginia, in the original, Alicia, her name was, what was her name? Her name was Carol. In the original, he was John. He was also like John, played by Clint Eastwood. He was also attracted to the house slave that they had there named Haley. And then in the original, instead of just pushing him down the stairs, Edwina like beats him with a candlestick, and as she's beating him, he falls down the stairs. In the original, Carol, like, she sees Edwina and John kissing, or Carol being Alicia, she sees them kissing, and instead of just walking away like Alicia does, she actually ties the little rag on the gate to let them know, like, hey, they coming. And Martha, lets them know, like, convinces them that he's a Confederate soldier, and then she starts getting feelings for him. And I think the main difference, a difference here that would kind of justify, Colin Farrell's anger in the other movie, the new movie, was that she approached him and she tried to, same way in the other movie, she tried to like lean in for a kiss. But in that one, in the original, Clint Eastwood's character like pushes her away, like rejects it. In the new one, he was about to lean in with the kiss too. It wasn't like he didn't want to do it. And so because of that, after he fell down the step and his leg got all messed up and they had to cut it off, he felt like the only reason why she did it was because he rejected her. And so he got angry and did all this, that, and the third. So yeah. Oh, and also in the original, like, instead of just throwing Amy's throat, instead of just throwing the turtle, John kills it. Like, he just like breaks it or something like that. But all in all, the movie was great. The cinematography was, I love the cinematography. Like I said, it felt open. It gave you that sense of isolation. The music was scarce, which really put you into that period in time. It made you feel like you was right there in the house with them throughout all the drama. The editing, it wasn't too much flashy editing. It was just cuts. That was about it. The lighting was different. Like, it was like a gloss to it, and they made sure to make everything a little bit darker. I guess because they figured they were in the woods and they wanted to make it seem, this, that, and the third. But yeah, all in all, I think I had to give the film a 3 out of 5. Just because it wasn't much. You know, it was enjoyable. You know, I like period films. I like the content. I like the drama. But it, you know, it was, for the most part, it really wasn't no suspense to it at all. Like, if I hadn't seen the trailer, which I wish I hadn't, I usually try not to when it comes to these movies. But if I hadn't seen the trailer, I would have been bored the first half. The only reason why I wasn't bored the first half because I knew some stuff was about to jump off, because the trailer showed that some stuff was about to jump off. But yeah, so that's just my take. I felt like it was a little boring in the first half. It took a little while, you know. As much as I like, you know, I love conversation. I love, you know, the little romance and the drama and all that type of stuff. I thought it was funny, but you know, you can only do that but for so long, you know. So, but yeah, that's my take. Hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you did. Like and share this video, please. I'm trying to do more reviews. You know, like I said, I'm a movie guy and I love movies, and I figured why not review them on the channel. So if you enjoyed, make sure to share with your friends, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.